What if I told you that the loudest statement you could ever make is complete silence? What if I told you that the most powerful move you could ever make in this life is to walk away quietly without a single word, without a single reaction? No arguments, no explanation, no chaos. Just a calm, collected exit from anything and anyone that no longer serves your purpose. Let me ask you something. Have you ever poured your soul into people who only gave you scraps in return? Ever explained yourself over and over again to someone who was never listening in the first place? Ever stayed too long in places where your presence was taken for granted, your energy drained, your spirit dimmed? Because what I'm about to share with you isn't about revenge. If the answer is yes, then listen closely. It's about showing yourself that you finally decided to rise above it. It's not about getting even. It's not about showing them you're angry or hurt or disappointed. It's about reclaiming your power by not reacting and choosing instead to remove yourself silently, with dignity, with clarity, with strength. But silence, see, reaction is emotional. Response is strategic. Silence is transformational. It says, I see you, but I'm no longer entertaining you. I hear you, but I'm no longer letting you live rent-free in my mind. I feel the storm, but I've outgrown the chaos. You don't owe anyone your energy. You don't owe anyone your peace. Not anymore. Not just in how you deal with others. Today, we begin the shift, but in how you value yourself. No more emotional outbursts. No more drama. No more wasted words. This is your turning point. Just quiet exits and loud success. Let me show you why silence is the sharpest sword in your arsenal. Let me show you how to cut them off without a sound and grow louder in your results. Most people are ruled by their emotion. They lash out when they're angry, break down when they're hurt, and retaliate when they're disrespected. They become slaves to how others treat them. One wrong word, one subtle insult, one cold shoulder, boom, they react. And every time they do, they hand over their power. Because make no mistake, when someone can trigger you with a look, a word, a silence, they control you. They lead your life from the shadows. You may think you're standing tall, but you're really just dancing to the tune they play. There is a power that exists within you right now. One so formidable that if you learn to harness it, you could alter the entire course of your life. That power is emotional control, not the suppression of emotion, not the denial of feeling, but the discipline to decide which emotions deserve your energy and which ones don't. Mastering your emotions isn't about becoming cold or robotic. It's about choosing your response in a world that is constantly trying to provoke a reaction. Emotional control, on the other hand, is the refusal to give someone that level of influence. It's the decision to be unshakable, no matter the storm. It's the inner conviction that your peace is non-negotiable, and it starts with awareness. You have to learn to recognize the moment your emotions rise, the split second between stimulus and response. That's where your power lives, not in the reaction, but in the choice. When you don't react, you don't give the other person ammunition. You strip them of their power, because what they really want is your energy. They want to know they still have access to your mind, your time, your emotions. They want you to lose your cool so they can say, you're just as weak as I thought. But when you remain calm, when you smile and walk away without a word, you confuse them, you disarm them. And more importantly, you elevate yourself. But here's what happens when you master emotional control. You stop playing the game. You stop explaining. You stop pretending. You stop reacting, because you begin to understand that reaction is a currency and it's expensive. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every insult deserves a reply. Not every invitation to chaos deserves an RSVP. Silence becomes your filter, and distance becomes your decision. There will be people who try to pull you into drama. They'll poke at your insecurities, challenge your worth, test your patience. Some won't even do it intentionally. It's just who they are. Miserable people look for company. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself arguing with fools, explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you, trying to prove your value to those who never deserved your presence in the first place. Think of the greatest leaders, thinkers, and achievers in history. The ones who made an impact did not spend their days fighting petty battles or reacting to every insult hurled their way. They had a vision. They had purpose. They had control. Their time and energy were reserved for the work that mattered, not for emotional fireworks. And that's the level of discipline you must cultivate, not for others, but for yourself. Because every time you lose your temper, every time you let anger dictate your response, every time you allow someone to pull you out of character, you delay your growth. You delay your progress. You step out of your power. Emotional control is the foundation of true power because it is the one thing that cannot be taken from you. People can strip you of material things. They can betray you, lie to you, leave you. But they cannot touch your mindset unless you allow them to. The man or woman who can remain calm under pressure is untouchable. They command rooms not by raising their voice, but by the energy of their presence. They are respected even by those who tried to bring them down, not because they fought back, but because they refused to be pulled down. Some people will say, but I'm only human. I can't help how I feel. That's true. You can't control what emotions arise, but you can absolutely control what you do with them. Feel it? Yes. Process it? Yes. But act from it. That's your choice. You can feel disrespected and still choose silence. You can feel hurt and still choose to walk away. You can feel betrayed and still choose not to chase, not to beg, not to retaliate. That's real strength. You see, the moment you master emotional control, you become unpredictable. And unpredictable people are powerful because nobody can manipulate a person who isn't reactive. They can try guilt, silence, insults, pressure, but nothing sticks. You've detached from the emotional bait, and in doing so, you've risen above it. You're no longer playing in the mud. You're building something greater. Your focus is no longer on who did what to you. It's on where you're going. And it's not easy because your ego will scream for validation. It will want to prove a point. It will want to show them they were wrong about you. But emotional control is not about pleasing your ego. It's about honoring your peace. It's about knowing that what they did or didn't do says everything about them and nothing about you. It's about choosing to move forward rather than linger in the dysfunction they offered you. And that's what separates winners from victims. Victims react. Winners respond. Victims focus on who hurt them. Winners focus on who they're becoming. Victims dwell on what was taken. Winners build what no one can take away. Emotional control is the tool that allows you to shift from being ruled by circumstances to ruling your own destiny. It's the difference between living in constant chaos and creating a life of clarity, purpose, and power. When you choose to disconnect from someone or something silently, you do so with intention. You're not seeking closure from them. You're giving it to yourself. You're not waiting for apologies, explanations, or accountability. You've realized that those things may never come, and even if they did, they wouldn't change what you already know deep down. So instead of waiting for someone to validate your decision, you act quietly, calmly, decisively. There is a rare kind of strength that doesn't shout, doesn't argue, doesn't explain. It just moves on. It detaches, it observes, and it walks away quietly. Silent disassociation is one of the most strategic decisions you can make in a world that feeds on attention and reaction. It's not about being passive. It's about being powerful in a way that doesn't need to be broadcast. It's about understanding that sometimes the best response is none at all. That's the strategic advantage. Because silence isn't weakness, it's warfare. It's emotional intelligence in motion. When you disassociate without noise, you starve the chaos. You remove the oxygen that fuels the drama. Toxic people thrive on reaction. They crave the back and forth, the arguments, the validation of knowing they still matter enough to affect you. But when you withdraw in silence, you deny them the satisfaction. You exit the stage while they're still rehearsing their next scene, and they're left wondering what happened, replaying conversations in their mind, haunted not by your words, but by your absence. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every insult needs a comeback. Sometimes the smartest move is to exit the battlefield altogether, because while you're arguing, explaining, and defending, they're still controlling the narrative. You think you're winning because you had the last word, but in reality, the only way to win with some people is not to play silent disassociation. Isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you no longer need to be right. You just need to be free. There is power in being untraceable. When you stop responding, you stop giving people a map to your emotions. You stop allowing them to track your every move. You become a mystery, and a mystery is difficult to manipulate. You no longer show up to the same conversation. You no longer react to the same provocation. You no longer let someone else dictate the rhythm of your life. You take the wheel, and that is the beginning of transformation. Silent disassociation also grants you clarity. When you remove yourself from the noise, from the guilt trips, from the subtle jabs disguised as jokes, you begin to hear your own voice again. You begin to reconnect with your intuition, your values, your peace. Distance gives perspective, and perspective reveals truth. It shows you the relationships you romanticize, the situations you justified, the red flags you ignored because you were too entangled to see clearly. But silence creates space, and in that space, you remember who you are. And freedom doesn't always come with applause. Sometimes it comes with loneliness, with long nights of self-reflection, with the quiet grief of letting go of what you thought could be. But it also comes with relief, with peace, with strength, with the realization that the things you had to beg for were never truly yours, that the ones who left you confused never had clarity themselves, that your silence speaks more truth than your words ever could. There's a difference between cutting people off in anger and choosing to let go in peace. Silent disassociation is not about revenge. It's about release. It's not about slamming doors. It's about walking through new ones without looking back. It's not about making them feel your absence. It's about feeling your own presence for the first time in a long time. When you stop giving your energy to people who only take, you start building energy for the things that matter. You'll be tempted to explain yourself. You'll be tempted to send that final message, to clarify your intentions, to make sure they know why you left. But silence is your explanation. Your absence is your answer. And if they didn't value your presence, your words won't change anything. Let your life speak. Let your peace be the evidence that you made the right decision. Let your growth be the loudest statement you ever make. That's what silent disassociation gives you. Permission to walk away with dignity. Permission to honor your peace above your pride. Permission to move forward without dragging the weight of unfinished conversations. You don't owe anyone closure when you've already closed the door in your heart. You owe it to yourself to move forward without bitterness, without noise, without explanation. The ones who matter won't need a dramatic exit to understand you. They'll respect the way you protected your peace. They'll admire the way you refuse to entertain toxicity. They'll understand that silence isn't avoidance, it's alignment. That you're no longer living to prove anything to anyone. You're simply choosing yourself, quietly, boldly, strategically. You don't need to burn bridges. Just stop crossing them. You don't need to announce your boundaries. Just enforce them. You don't need to scream that you're done. Just be done. True power isn't loud, it's focused. It's intentional, it's silent. And once you step into that level of discipline, you realize you never needed their validation. You just needed your own permission to let go. Because there comes a point where you stop trying to be understood and you simply become undeniable. That point begins with silence, with strategic separation, with a quiet resolve that you will no longer be available for anything that disturbs your purpose, distracts your mind, or disrespects your spirit. And when you embrace that, when you walk away without a word, you become unstoppable. Too many people drift through life without a defined aim, and as a result, they waste time, energy, and potential. They are influenced by the distractions of the world, pulled in multiple directions by societal pressures, fleeting desires, or the opinions of others. Their efforts are scattered, their energies dissipated, and their progress, if any, is slow. Without a definite chief aim, it's like navigating without a map. The journey may be long and full of experiences, but it lacks direction. In every person's life, there is an undeniable force that drives their actions, shapes their decisions, and influences their journey. That force is purpose. It is the guiding principle, the central focus that steers a person through the highs and lows, the twists and turns of life. Having a definite chief aim in life is not just about having goals. It's about having a clear, singular purpose that acts as the compass directing everything you do. A definite chief aim, on the other hand, is powerful. It is the anchor that keeps you grounded when the world around you is chaotic. It is the laser focus that cuts through the noise and ensures that your every action aligns with your greater vision. When you cultivate this kind of focus, it transforms the way you approach your life, your work, and your interactions with others. You stop living reactively and start living purposefully. In order to cultivate this level of focus and purpose, it begins with getting clear about what you want. What is it that drives you? What do you want to achieve in this life? These are not easy questions to answer, but they are essential. Without clarity, you are simply moving forward without a true sense of direction. This clarity does not come overnight. It requires deep self-reflection and an understanding of your passions, values, and the things that bring you the greatest satisfaction and fulfillment. The importance of having a definite aim cannot be overstated. Think about the greatest achievers in history, the ones who have left lasting legacies. They didn't simply drift from one thing to the next. They knew exactly what they wanted. They had a vision for their lives, and everything they did was aimed at fulfilling that vision, whether they sought greatness in their careers, personal lives, or in service to others. Their actions were always aligned with their purpose. Once you have that clarity, it's time to translate it into a definite aim. Your chief aim must be specific, measurable, and meaningful. Vague desires like I want to be successful or I want to be happy are not enough. These are wishes, not definite aims. A chief aim is something that you can focus on and work toward every day. It is a clear target, something that, when achieved, will give your life a sense of accomplishment, meaning, and purpose. It could be a career goal, a personal achievement, or a mission that you feel deeply connected to. The key is that it must be something that compels you, something that fires you up, something that you're willing to dedicate your time, energy, and effort to. Once your aim is clear, it's time to redirect all of your focus and energy toward it. This is where discipline comes in. It's not enough to simply have an aim. You must align your actions with it. Every decision you make should be in service of this purpose. That means eliminating distractions, saying no to things that take you off course, and surrounding yourself with people who support and encourage your aim. Focus becomes the fuel that propels you forward. Without it, your aim will remain just that, an idea in your mind, a dream in your heart, but not a reality in your life. When you redirect your focus toward your definite chief aim, You also begin to change the way you think. You start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to look at challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Your mind becomes a tool for creative problem solving and innovation. Every experience, whether positive or negative, is filtered through the lens of your purpose, and it helps you grow, learn, and adapt in ways that serve your greater vision. In this process, it's important to understand that the road to achieving your definite chief aim will not always be easy. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments of doubt. The key is not to let these challenges derail you. Instead, use them as motivation. Each hurdle is an opportunity to build resilience, strengthen your resolve, and refine your approach. Stay focused. Remember why you started. Keep your vision front and center, and trust that with persistence, you will get there. The beauty of having a definite chief aim is that it simplifies everything. It gives you the ability to prioritize. When faced with a decision, you can ask yourself, does this move me closer to my aim? If the answer is no, then you can eliminate it from your life. This clarity brings peace because instead of being overwhelmed by 1,000 different demands, you know exactly where to put your energy. It creates a sense of alignment and flow where your actions are in harmony with your purpose. As you continue on your journey, you'll notice that the universe begins to conspire in your favor. People will show up who can help you. Opportunities will arise that align with your aim. Your focus and determination will create momentum that propels you forward, and what seemed impossible will gradually become inevitable. The more you focus on your definite chief aim, the more the world around you will begin to shift in ways that support it. Finally, it's important to remember that cultivating a definite chief aim is not a one-time exercise, it's a lifelong practice. As you grow and evolve, your purpose may evolve with you. What once felt like your life's calling may shift as you reach new levels of understanding, experience, and personal growth. This is a natural part of the process, and as long as you remain focused and open to change, you will continue to find greater depth and fulfillment in your life's work. In the end, the most important thing is that you live with purpose. When you cultivate a definite chief aim and redirect your focus toward it, you begin to live intentionally. Your life becomes a reflection of your highest values, your deepest desires, and your most ambitious goals. And in doing so, you not only create a meaningful life for yourself, but you also inspire others to do the same. The subconscious mind is one of the most powerful forces that shape our lives. It operates quietly behind the scenes, influencing our thoughts, behaviors, and decisions in ways that we are often unaware. While the conscious mind processes information and makes decisions based on logic and reason, the subconscious mind is where our deepest beliefs, emotions, memories, and patterns are stored. These underlying thought processes guide how we respond to the world, how we perceive ourselves, and how we shape our reality. To harness the power of the subconscious mind, we must learn to influence it through positive thought. Positive thought is more than just wishful thinking or optimism. It is a deliberate practice of focusing on thoughts that uplift, empower, and inspire. The mind is incredibly malleable, and by consistently feeding it with positive ideas, affirmations, and beliefs, we can reprogram it to create the life we desire. The key is understanding how the subconscious mind works and how we can leverage the power of positive thinking to align our mental patterns with our goals. At the core of the subconscious mind is the concept of repetition. Our subconscious is like a sponge, soaking up everything we encounter, whether it is through our experiences, the media we consume, or the words we speak to ourselves. The more frequently a thought is repeated, the more ingrained it becomes in the subconscious. This means that the thoughts we entertain most often, whether positive or negative, are the ones that have the greatest impact on our lives. If we constantly focus on our shortcomings, doubts, or fears, we reinforce those beliefs in our subconscious, which in turn affects our behavior and outcomes. On the other hand, when we cultivate positive thoughts, we strengthen empowering beliefs that help us move toward success and happiness. To effectively harness the power of the subconscious mind, we must first recognize the importance of self-talk. The way we speak to ourselves, our internal dialogue, shapes the beliefs we hold about ourselves and the world around us. If we repeatedly tell ourselves that we are capable, worthy, and deserving of success, these affirmations begin to take root in the subconscious. Over time, the subconscious mind will internalize these positive beliefs and start guiding us toward actions that align with them. This shift in mindset can have a profound effect on our lives, as it transforms not only the way we see ourselves, but also the way we interact with the world. Another powerful tool for influencing the subconscious mind is visualization. By vividly imagining our desired outcomes, we engage both the conscious and subconscious minds in the process of creation. Visualization is more than just daydreaming. It is a focused, intentional act that helps to condition the mind for success. When we visualize ourselves achieving our goals, whether it is landing a new job, running a marathon, or building a successful business, we are sending a clear message to the subconscious that this outcome is possible and within our reach. The more real and detailed the visualization, the more the subconscious mind begins to work in the background to bring it to fruition. In addition to affirmations and visualization, another powerful practice is gratitude. Gratitude has the ability to shift our focus from what is lacking in our lives to what is abundant. When we express gratitude, we are acknowledging the good that is already present, and in doing so, we invite more positivity into our lives. The subconscious mind thrives on positive reinforcement, and gratitude serves as a powerful reminder to the mind that we are already abundant, successful, and worthy of all that life has to offer. By cultivating a habit of gratitude, we train the subconscious to focus on the positive aspects of our lives, which in turn attracts more of those positive experiences. One of the most important aspects of harnessing the power of the subconscious mind is the ability to let go of limiting beliefs. Often, the biggest obstacles we face are the mental barriers we place on ourselves. These limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained in the subconscious mind and may have been formed over years of experiences, cultural conditioning, or negative self-talk. These beliefs may tell us that we are not good enough, that success is out of our reach, or that we are not deserving of happiness. To break free from these mental shackles, we must actively challenge these beliefs and replace them with empowering thoughts. This can be done through consistent affirmation, visualization, and mindful reflection. The more we focus on our true potential and remind ourselves that we are capable of achieving greatness, the more we begin to reshape our subconscious mind to reflect those new beliefs. The power of positive thought also extends to our emotions. Emotions are closely linked to our subconscious beliefs, and when we consistently cultivate positive thoughts, our emotional state begins to shift. Positive thoughts generate positive emotions, which in turn create positive actions. When we feel confident, hopeful, and excited about our future, we are more likely to take the necessary steps toward achieving our goals. Positive emotions help us stay motivated, even in the face of setbacks, and encourage us to keep moving forward. By conditioning the subconscious mind to focus on positive thoughts, we can create a feedback loop of positivity that propels us toward success. The power of the subconscious mind is not something that can be activated overnight, but with consistent effort, it is possible to reprogram it for success. It requires a commitment to cultivating positive thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, and a willingness to challenge old patterns and replace them with empowering ones. When we consistently feed our minds with positivity, we begin to see shifts in our behavior, our relationships, and our circumstances. Our reality becomes a reflection of the beliefs we hold in our subconscious mind, and by harnessing the power of positive thought, we can create a life that is fulfilling, successful, and full of possibility. The mind is an incredibly powerful tool, and by consciously directing it toward positive thoughts and beliefs, we can unlock its full potential. When we harness the power of the subconscious mind, we align ourselves with our highest purpose and begin to manifest our desires in the physical world. By replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations, visualizing our success, practicing gratitude, and letting go of limiting beliefs, we can train our minds to work for us rather than against us. With consistent effort and dedication, we can reshape our subconscious mind and create the life we truly desire. Surrounding oneself with positive influences is one of the most powerful steps anyone can take toward achieving personal success. It is often said that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and there is profound truth to this statement. The people around you, whether they are family, friends, colleagues, or mentors, play a significant role in shaping your thoughts, attitudes, and actions. This is why building a mastermind alliance, a group of like-minded, driven individuals who share common goals, is such a critical component in the pursuit of success. The Mastermind Alliance concept, at its core, is about bringing together people who support and challenge each other in meaningful ways. It is not just about surrounding yourself with people who think the same as you, but rather those who can provide fresh perspectives, constructive feedback, and the encouragement necessary to push you beyond your limits. A mastermind group creates a synergy where the collective energy, wisdom, and experience of all members enhance the individual growth of each person involved. This collaborative approach can accelerate personal and professional development in ways that would be difficult to achieve alone. One of the most significant advantages of surrounding yourself with positive influences is the impact it has on your mindset. The thoughts and beliefs of the people you associate with can have a profound effect on your own thought patterns. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, self-doubt, or complacency, it becomes much more challenging to maintain a positive outlook and pursue your goals with confidence. On the other hand, being around individuals who are optimistic, goal-oriented, and committed to their own personal growth creates an environment where you are inspired to think bigger, act bolder, and push through challenges. The energy of positive, motivated individuals is contagious, and it rubs off on everyone involved. A mastermind alliance fosters accountability, which is another crucial element in achieving success. When you are surrounded by people who care about your progress and success, you are less likely to fall into complacency or procrastination. Members of a mastermind group hold each other accountable for their actions and commitments, providing a supportive structure that encourages consistency and perseverance. This sense of accountability can be especially valuable when you encounter obstacles or face setbacks. Having others who are invested in your success ensures that you don't give up when things get tough and helps you stay on track, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. Being part of a mastermind alliance also provides emotional support. The pursuit of success can be a lonely and challenging journey, and there will be times when you feel like giving up. However, with the right people around you, you don't have to go it alone. The encouragement and support you receive from your mastermind group can help you keep moving forward when you are feeling discouraged. They remind you of your strengths, help you see your progress, and push you to maintain your belief in your own potential. This emotional reinforcement is often what separates those who succeed from those who give up before they achieve their goal. The power of a mastermind group lies in its ability to provide diverse perspectives. Each member brings their own unique experiences, expertise, and insights to the table, which allows for a broader understanding of the challenges you face. These different viewpoints can help you approach problems in new and creative ways, offering solutions that you might not have considered on your own. When you surround yourself with people who bring different skills and backgrounds, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities that can expand your vision and elevate your decision-making. The importance of mentorship within a mastermind alliance cannot be understated. Often, individuals in a mastermind group are at different stages in their personal and professional journeys. Some may have achieved the success you are striving for, while others may be just beginning their path. This creates an opportunity for mentorship where more experienced members can offer guidance, share their knowledge, and help those who are newer or less experienced. This exchange of wisdom is invaluable as it can help you avoid common pitfalls learn from others' mistakes, and take smarter, more calculated steps toward your own success. Moreover, the competitive spirit that can develop within a mastermind group can be a significant motivator. When you are surrounded by high achievers who are striving for excellence, it naturally pushes you to elevate your own performance. Healthy competition within a group can inspire you to push beyond your comfort zone and reach new heights. You begin to see what is possible when you work hard, stay focused, and remain disciplined. The success of others serves as both inspiration and proof that you can achieve greatness as well. The environment created within a mastermind group is also one of trust and mutual respect. When you are part of a group where members genuinely care about each other's well-being and success, you feel empowered to be open, honest, and vulnerable. This fosters an environment where members can share their challenges, doubts, and weaknesses without fear of judgment. It is this openness that allows for true growth to occur. Vulnerability in a supportive space leads to breakthroughs, whether they are emotional, mental, or professional. For anyone serious about personal growth and achieving their full potential, building a mastermind alliance is not just a luxury, it is a necessity. The power of the collective mind is undeniable. When you surround yourself with positive influences, you tap into a force that can propel you toward your goals much faster than if you were to try to navigate the journey on your own. The combined wisdom, encouragement, and support of like-minded individuals can provide the foundation you need to achieve the success you desire. Building a mastermind alliance isn't just about finding people to cheer you on. It's about creating a community of individuals who challenge, inspire, and help you grow. It's about finding those who can push you to become the best version of yourself and who will hold you accountable to your own potential. It's about surrounding yourself with people who believe in you and your dreams as much as you do. When you surround yourself with positive influences and make a commitment to cultivating those relationships, you set yourself up for success. Building a mastermind alliance and surrounding yourself with positive influences is a key strategy for achieving lasting success. The people you choose to spend time with have the power to shape your mindset, enhance your decision-making, and accelerate your progress toward your goals. By aligning yourself with individuals who share your values and ambitions, you create a supportive environment that fosters growth, accountability, and inspiration. A mastermind group doesn't just offer solutions, it offers a collective energy that pushes each member toward their highest potential. In this space of mutual support, trust, and shared wisdom, you can tap into a greater force for success, one that helps you not only achieve your dreams, but also exceed them.